Okay, so the overall methodology for the content. So 2 years ago, it would have taken us probably 4 days to do a content strategy. When ChatGPT came out, that's down to 2 days. And once ChatGPT could actually go onto the internet and do live searches, that took us down to about an hour and a half. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how that custom GPT works. And of course, we're always updating the GPT to be as good as it possibly can be. So what I'm going to show you now is the methodology, because although we're using a custom GPT, we do actually use exactly the same methodology. So it's important for you to understand what that methodology looks like and how that then manifests itself into that custom GPT. So this here is an example of an LED lighting company. So this is obviously the content strategy. So every product and service that this business has needs a content strategy, and so therefore the keyword research. So basically we've got what's called a draft 1 copy. You'll probably know all this or remember it from the earlier in the course. We've then got the positive and negative. So that's the list of the keywords we think are going to drive the right traffic, and a list of the negatives, the ones we think 100% we're not going to use. We've then got our positive data with, the positive keywords with the data. We've then identified questions, and we've actually put those questions into Keyword Strategy Tool to give us the actual answers in terms of how many people are searching. This means we can recognize exactly what the most popular questions are for our social media, etc. It gives us a starting point. So that's the content, that's the actual keyword research element of it. But for each product and service you're offering, you also need a content document. So this is what the content document would look like. And if we just click on this one, which is floodlight halogen bulb, I'm just going to make this quite a lot bigger now so that you can actually see it. And we'll just stretch this out a bit. So this is how the methodology works. So basically we're targeting the keyword floodlight halogen bulb, okay? And we know that these keywords are in association with the actual term floodlight halogen bulb. So if we're targeting floodlight halogen bulb, we must also target these keywords because they're associated, okay? So we're not just guessing this. The reason we know that these keywords are in line with the methodology and that they're associated with our initial search is because if you go to the second tab, we've got the meta description, the titles, and the URLs of all the keywords that come up in the search engine results page. This clearly means that these guys have already got the algorithm right. They're already at the top of the search. Okay, so basically what we've done is in column B, we've analysed that data to see what keywords actually run all the way through all of those URLs. So we're looking for the top sort of 50 keywords if we can, which is what we do now. At that stage, we're looking for keywords, and you can sort of see why it might take quite a long time. And what we've done is we've taken those keywords from column B and we've put them here, and that's how we know that these keywords are associated. It's worth mentioning that these keywords are also clustered together. So if you look here, these ones here are actually clustered together. In Google's eyes, these mean the same. So it's like Hotel London, London Hotel. We've also got here, these ones are clustered together. These have got the word security in them. So again, London Hotel, Hotel London, it's the same. Okay, and obviously this is a separate keyword, so on and so on. So this data is really important to us, but also what's important are our questions. So excuse me, if we look at the questions, you'll see we've got the questions multiple times and then the keywords next to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this one, which are why are halogen light bulbs banned. So what we're going to do is delete the other one, so the question is just once to make it easier for you to see. So why are halogen bulbs banned? We need to answer the question, and then we need to put these keywords within the answer. And again, we must recognize that some of these keywords are going to be the same as on the front page that I've just shown you, and they are also clustered together. So here, this is a cluster, and so obviously that's counted as just one keyword. So these keywords, and if we go back to the original sheet, these keywords are going to be and make up our internal linking strategy. Okay, so what we're going to then do is 2 years ago we would have probably gone back to our custom GPT, and quite often you find people using these GPTs even now, which I would say is probably a mistake, because they are more of a draft one copy. You can do a lot better than this now. So first of all, we're going to pick out the keywords. So in this case, halogen bulb, and we're going to put in that there. So let's go back to that spreadsheet. Let's just get rid of that. And so here you can see we've got our keywords. So we're looking at what we've called the spreadsheet. In this case, floodlight halogen bulb. Okay, so here, write a document, 2,500 words, count on the topic of floodlight halogen bulb. We want a H heading, floodlight halogen bulb, and we're going to pick out 4 keywords maximum. So if we go back to our spreadsheet, we know these ones are clustered, so they mean the same thing. So we're going to pick one of those, we're going to pick one of these, we're going to pick this one, because it's got 50 searches as well, the higher, and then we'll pick maybe that one there, so one of the others. Okay, so we've got our list. We're then going to tell it in the prompt what we want it to do, what we don't want it to do. We're going to mention the brand, probably put a link in there, and that will then, in ChatGPT, will give you an idea of what the outline is, if you like. Don't ever use that copy, by the way. That is just a draft one copy. So the next thing we can do is we can use that for our tweets on X. So here, create 5 separate tweets, etc., etc. We've got fence panels. In this case, we are going to use floodlight halogen bulb. We're asking for a couple of hashtags. We're going to put the brand in, etc., etc. Same with the question. So if we go to the question section, the question is, why are halogen light bulbs banned? Here. And then we're going to pick out some keywords to put in and mention our brand. So again, we're going to use these keywords, and quite often they are the same as, like I said, on the front page here. So that's how we would have done our content strategy probably about a year, 18 months ago. It's really not good enough now, and in the next video I'm going to show you a custom GPT that we are always updating, trying to improve, and that is actually part of the course. Thank you.